now. Okay? Once again, good morning everyone to our Southeast Asia team leaders. How are you feeling today? Okay, this side is loud. Okay, this side is louder than this side. Can we try again? How is everybody feeling this morning? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to this room so early in the morning. 8 o'clock, we've already seen leaders here seated down, ready to do the product experience. Thank you so much. And I've seen so many before and after picture, but I'm not too sure if I can post it right now because our launch, our preview will only happen Q4 this year. But right now, you can try to bring home whatever you learned today, this morning, back to your team and share with them this excitement. Okay? Thank you and welcome again to the Golden City of the 100 Spheres. If you gaze out into the city of Prague, you will see that Prague is made up of many Gothic buildings, beautiful buildings with gold tipped towers and spheres. That's how they got the name, the Golden City of the 100 Spheres. Okay, that's a little bit history and background. Prague is a beautiful city, and I'm glad I'm on this trip with all of you. But before I let you go and explore this beautiful city, we want to share with you this morning some of the information that we have for you. So, some housekeeping that I need to brief you on. QR code. You will see an orange QR code on your table. If you need your local language translation, please scan it and you'll be able to get simultaneous SI translation. Yes, that's the one, the pink one. Okay? Alright, that's a QR code for you. And then also, no videography and photography for this session because some of the information that I'll share with you is first-hand and we may need some confirmation for each of your local markets. Okay, so these are just two housekeeping. Okay, I want to go into the session very soon. In April, I hope you have listened to our Empower Me session where Ryan, our CEO, talks about Empower Me and how each one of us play an important role in this Empower Me journey. My role as a corporate staff is to bring you products, programs, platforms to support you to create success with the Empower Me vision. Okay, and so today you will hear from 3 corporate speakers, all gentlemen. I have Ryan, Steve, and Joe Sieper who will be presenting on some of the visions, strategies, and the future developments for NuSkin. And also, I will have, before we end the day, we will have 3 team leaders, all ladies, to be on stage with me to have a short session to chit-chat about how they have used Empower Me Vision, the technology, as well as ORS. Okay, so without further ado, let me first welcome our first speaker, all the way from Provo, Utah. He's no stranger to all of us. He will talk to us about Empower Me Vision, the NuSkin Vision, New Vision 2025. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, all the way from Provo, Utah, our CEO, Mr. Ryan Napierski.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Louie a big round of applause. Isn't she great? Isn't she great? She is great. She's great. Vicky. And let's give our Southeast Asia NuSkin team a round of applause. All of our staff. Truly, I am so, oh please sit down, sit down. I am so excited to be here together with all of you. Let me ask by raise of hands, how many of you, is this your first Team Elite trip? Raise your hand if this is your first Team Elite trip. 1? Only 1? 2, 3? We had more than that. There we go. How many of you have been on 2 Team Elite trips or more? Raise your hand. I'm testing you. That's everyone else. All your hands should go up. It is so good to see all of you. How many of you were able to make it to London last year? Raise your hand if you were able to make it to London. So I saw some of you. How many of you could not make it to London last year? Raise your hand. That's everyone else. One of the most exciting things and the best things about NuSkin is being together. Don't you agree? When we're able to be together as leaders, not only in Southeast Asia, but around the globe, there's energy. There's excitement. Are you having fun today?
Yes.
Are you having fun with your teams again?
Yes.
We have been in such an interesting state at NuSkin, a state of disruption. What I want to talk about today is all about where we're heading into the future. Is that okay? I might ask you questions, so there's going to be a lot of quizzes going on here. So get ready. If you don't get the question right, you don't get to leave the room. You have to stay here until you get the questions right. Is that okay? So pay attention. So, I don't think this is working, by the way, this clicker. Do we have a clicker problem? Uh-oh. There we go. I may have to have you advance it if it doesn't work. As we said, we have been working for the past 4 or 5 years on a strategy that is all about empowering you to build your business your way. I've been talking about Empower Me now for a couple of years, but it's just now coming to fruition. And people ask me when they hear that, well, Ryan, in fact, I was in a leader meeting yesterday with some of our leaders from Thailand, and they said, could you explain Empower Me? It's very simple. By the end of this presentation, you'll be able to explain it to everybody. But the very simple punchline answer is Empower Me empowers you to build your business your way. Does that sound simple enough?
Yeah.
Now, it's simple to say, it's very complex to build. So let's get into this. As I told you, next slide, we're going to have a problem with this. The world has been in a state of disruption. Don't you agree? COVID has been a crazy disruption for all of us. How many of you, as we just raised hands, were not able to travel? Even a year ago, people were not traveling globally. It was such a challenging time. But the world has been in this state of disruption for many years. Technology has sat at the center of disruption. How many of you have ever used an Airbnb? I was talking with somebody in the elevator down. We were talking about this morning. You used Airbnb when you've been traveling around Europe instead of using a traditional hotel, right? Maybe next year our Team Elite trip will be Airbnb. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. It won't be. We'll talk about that in a minute. But technology is changing every industry. It's changing taxis and transportation with companies like Uber. It's changing hotels and housing with Airbnb. Technology is changing the types of cars we drive. How many of you have driven a Tesla? Raise your hand if you've driven a Tesla. Nobody's driven a Tesla? We got one Tesla. I was talking to Sandy Tillotson, and I don't know where Sandy is yet. And Sandy told me she was a huge car lover. Sandy has all of the most beautiful cars. In fact, all of the cars I envy. She has Porsches. She has these amazing, beautiful collector cars. Over 20 years, she's collected cars. She told me yesterday, Ryan, I don't care about any of them. I only want to drive my Tesla. And I said, wow, why, Sandy? And she said, it's such an amazing driving experience. She said, they're so quiet. I don't have to listen to loud rumbles. She used to own watches. Guess what? Today, she owns an Apple Watch. That's what's happening in our world. Technology is disrupting everything. When we think about the biggest disruptions, next slide. I don't know who's working this. Where I always think of it, when we think about disruptions and finding opportunities, because disruption is also opportunity. Do you agree?
Yes.
Whenever there's a big disruption in the market, when there's a disruption, it creates opportunity. The greatest disruptions are the disruptions that impact the greatest number of people. Think about that. Today, how many of you have one of these in your pocket? Oh, you are all asleep. Y'all, thanks, Lillian. We have one person who has a mobile phone. For those of you who have never had a mobile phone, I'm kidding, you all have one. But just 20 years ago, we didn't have these mobile phones. Steve's going to talk more about this. Mobile phones have changed the way you do business. Is that true or false?
Yes.
Can you imagine doing NuSkin without a mobile phone? About 80% of the world's population has a mobile phone. 80% of the world's population. But we found a disruptive trend that 100% of the world's population wants to have. no matter where you are in the world, no matter who you go out and speak with in the streets today, if you're on the airplane, if you're in a taxi, doesn't matter who you speak with. Every person on this planet wants one thing. They want to look, feel, or live better. Is that true? Angela, is that true?
Yes.
Everyone in the world wants to look, feel, and or live better. Now I say and or because I've met some people, and you know who they are, who don't care what they look like. Right? Maybe they computer program a lot. So they sit behind the computer. They don't care. But everyone wants to live and feel better. 8 billion people on this planet. Every single person wants to look, feel, or live better. That's a big market, isn't it? When we think about how we want to disrupt the world, how about we help the world to look, feel, and live better? Does that sound pretty good?
Yes.
Is that a pretty good product to sell?
Yes.
Absolutely. NuSkin, for 40 years, next slide, has been helping people to empower others to look, feel, and live better. For 40 years. Think about that. I don't know how many of you realize how rare it is for a company to exist for 40 years. You realize that in the Fortune 100 today, companies last in the Fortune 100 only 7 years. Can you believe that? To make the Fortune list of companies, you last 7 years. NuSkin, for over 40 years, has been empowering people to improve lives. That's the type of company, yes, that's good. That's good. Next slide. You'll have to be quick. So over these last 40 years, we have been building a very solid foundation for the future. Together with many of you. In fact, how many of you are team leads for 20 years or more? If you're 20 years or more, I want you to stand up. You can't just raise your hand. Angela and Ray, you need to stand up. Where's John? Where's John? I saw John for you. Where's John? He's just in here. We're calling him in. I saw him just a second ago. We have leaders who have been here for more than, okay, you can go ahead. For more than 20 years who have helped build this company and this foundation. I've been at the company 28 years. I started when I was 3 years old. That's not true, that's a lie. But I did start 28 years ago. I have seen some of the most amazing innovations hit this company. I was with the company when the company first acquired Dr. Joe Chain's company, Pharmanex. You'll remember how many of you have heard of, what's a great Pharmanex product? I'm thinking something, is TR90, is that a big product in Southeast Asia? Yeah. It's a huge product. That's Pharmanex. In 1998, Pharmanex was acquired. How many of you have heard of ageLOC?
Yes.
Amazing innovation in ageLOC. Youth gene clusters, amazing science behind that. Well, when Steve and I sit down with Dr. Joe Chain, guess what he talks about today? Pharmanex is amazing. ageLOC is amazing. But what Dr. Joe Chain gets so excited about is Empower Me. He gets so excited about the future and what's coming. Built upon the past, built upon Pharmanex, built upon ageLOC. Empower Me is all about how we're going to empower people to improve lives at scale. So I want to talk a little bit about this. So, you're advancing now for me. So let's talk about what is Empower Me. Empower Me is all about how we are going to utilize technology to help personalize beauty and wellness. Now that might sound quite interesting, right? As we think about Empower Me and how we're going to empower people to improve lives, we have come up with a whole new vision for this company. Based upon the 40 years of history, we're now launching a new vision, what we call New Vision 2025. And New Vision 2025 is about how we're empowering people to improve lives at scale. We're going to use 3 key strategies to help us launch this New Vision 2025. The first one I already mentioned, next slide, is Empower Me. I already introduced, so what is Empower Me? Empower Me empowers
you to build your business your way.
To build your business your way. You're going to get a reward. I don't know. Do you want the well spot? You know how much trouble I would get in. Steve Hatchett would run up here but I'll find something else. There's a water. Somebody get her a water. We are going to take beauty and wellness, this company, 40 years of innovation and integration in beauty and wellness, and we're going to personalize it, leveraging the power of IoT. Next slide. How many of you are familiar with the term I/O? Do you know the term I/O? Input, output. It's a tech. Oh, there's John. There it is. Input, output. This is a technology term that's used when we connect devices to gather data and insights to help people to learn more about themselves. How many of you have ever used a Peloton bike? Have you ever used it in your exercise? Use a Peloton? No? Not yet? Oh, you will. You'll change. Don't worry. How many of you have an Apple Watch? A few of you? How much insight do you get from your Apple Watch? How much data do you gather from your Apple Watch? Your Apple Watch tracks you 24 hours a day. It tracks your breathing, your heart rate. It tracks your email and your communication. It tracks what you look at on the internet. Sometimes it gets a little bit scary. Don't worry. Our approach to I/O is all about gathering inputs to enable you or empower you and your customers to learn more about themselves. We're doing that through a series of devices, and I think I have a picture of one up here. Next slide. What is this? Do you know what this is? Well spot. Thank you, Lillian. We were just talking about it. I can tell you, Steve is going to go into great detail on this, but I can tell you this new device that we're launching and device system that we will be launching in the 4th quarter in most of your markets is going to revolutionize the beauty and wellness industry. It's going to completely create what we call a category creator. Now, what does a category creator mean? It means there's no other product in the world that can do what this product does. This is the first product of its kind. This is like Apple's iPhone in 2004, was it? I don't know when they launched it, 2007? This is going to be a category creating product. So, if you came to the Czech Republic this week to find something new, I think you really need to pay attention to Steve's presentation. We're going to show you how, through I/O technology, we can learn more about every customer on the earth to be able to personalize beauty and wellness. So this is going to be a big thing. So let's go next slide. So, first idea of New Vision 2025, empower me. Personalizing beauty and wellness using I/O technologies. Second principle is social commerce. Now, I have to ask all of you, how many of you are on social media? It's a trick question. I'm trying to get your hands moving, right? Everyone. Actually, 90% of the world's population is connected on 5 social media platforms. Is that not amazing? Yep. You can connect with people all around the world in one of 5, only 5 social media platforms. From Instagram to Facebook to Line, WhatsApp, WeChat. Think about that. For those of us that were born before 2000, how many of us were born before 2000? Not me. You remember a time when doing NuSkin? You had to go into that market. Do you remember this, Angela? You go in, you work so hard, and you sweat. And I was processing your distributor agreements while you were out recruiting. In today's world, you can recruit people in 48 countries around the globe from your phone, from your social media platforms. Social media is changing every element of our business. And I want you to know, as a company, we see social media as being a major accelerator for our future. We are investing heavily in it. And we're building products, in fact, next slide, that can help you share better online. So we're building a whole portfolio of products. NuSkin has over 600 products globally. And each of these products are products that you personally can share with people. You can build your business your way. Again, what does empower me? Empower me empowers
you to do your business your way.
Yeah. So you can choose one of 600 products. And by the way, Steve's launching new products about once a quarter. There are new products coming out. Every one of our products that we created, empowers you to go and share with other people these amazing products. So these social media products that are built out there today that are help you demonstrate and to share better, that's what this is all about, providing you products that will do that on social media. Okay, next slide. Okay, and the third part of our new Vision 2025 is our digital ecosystem. Now, many of you have asked the question, I've heard it before, Ryan, but we still have technology problems. Guess what? Every company has technology problems. Even Amazon has technology problems. We're a big Amazon partner. We see the future of this business, as I said earlier. If you have a mobile phone in your pocket, in the future, you will be able to build your business. With this mobile phone, you can build your business your way, from anywhere at any time. It doesn't matter if you're in the Czech Republic and your team's up in the Philippines, you can build your business from your pocket. We are investing heavily in these two apps. Next slide. Vera and Stella. Now, I get a lot of questions about Vera and Stella. People who download these apps and they use them, and very quickly they'll find, Ryan, these apps aren't perfect. Exactly. That's the point. Technology is never perfect. There are always issues with technology. We are investing heavily, however, to build these apps, and I always like to tell people that in 2 years, these apps will be as important to our business as Uber's apps are to theirs, or DD Driver, or any other technology. These apps are going to be the future of your business around the world. As you think about scaling your business, Vera and Stella are the inputs and the outputs that help us gather insights about your customers, provide you with those insights to be able to build your business. So these apps, while they're very early today, over the next 2 years, they will get better and better and better. And these apps will power your business your way. So this is a real key part. Okay, next slide. So if I wrap up on Empower Me, and I want to just make it very clear, so when you go home after this week and people ask you what Empower Me is, you can tell them that Empower Me empowers you to build your business your way. Everything we do as a company, all of the products we provide, the technologies we provide, the services we provide, the social media engagement we provide is all about empowering you to power your business. It's really that simple. NuSkin has always been an innovation company. When Steve talks about, or I hear from Blake, or I hear from Sandy, they talk about how NuSkin was founded on this principle of innovation. And I want you to know, as your business partners, that we will continue to innovate in the future. But as we move forward, next slide, what's so important for all of us to remember is that our business, what Blake likes to say is, while Force for Good might be 5% of what we do, it's 95% of who we are. That our real purpose with everything that we do is about being a force for good. It is about improving people's lives. If you think back to what your life was like before NuSkin, think how different your life was then. Can you think back? What were you doing before NuSkin? Were you in the Czech Republic? No, probably not. And if you were, you probably weren't having as much fun as you are today with all of your friends. Right? NuSkin has provided us opportunities to help others experience a better life, to find flexibility in the way that they live. NuSkin is a purpose-driven company, and our purpose is empowerment. Our purpose is to improve lives, to change lives. And I want to, next slide, and I think I'll end here because I'm out of time. And this is on the power of leadership. I get asked all the time, Ryan, so you're the 5th CEO. Is NuSkin changing its focus away from leadership? I hope you know the answer to that question. The answer is that we're all sitting in this room together. The answer is that NuSkin we are a leadership-driven company. We understand that the power of this business rests in your hearts and in your hands. We understand that without you, we have the world's most amazing products. We have the world's most rewarding opportunity, and we have the world's most innovative and uplifting culture. But without you, it would be sitting on a shelf in Provo, Utah. Without you, we don't have any ability, any voice, any hands to reach people, to empower them to improve their own lives and improve their families' lives. But what do they say? Is that with great power comes great responsibility. When we bring new products to market, like this WellSpa IO, Steve and I were on the plane over, we could hardly sleep, talking the whole time. This product is going to be the biggest product we ever launched. But if our leaders don't capture that vision, it's going to sit on the shelf in Provo, Utah. We have to work together, to be together, to understand our roles. As we said, NuSkin, our role is to provide you with the world's greatest, most innovative products, to provide you with the world's most rewarding opportunity, and to give you an environment to build a culture and a community, a family. And your job is to go out and share those products, to build teams, and to lead your organizations, to inspire them, to motivate them, to encourage them. That's your job. And when we each do our jobs together, we are a perfect partnership. I want you to know that myself, that Vicky, that our Southeast Asia team, that our global management team, who you'll hear from a little more today, are all in this business for you. When we hire new leadership, when we bring people in like Connie Tang, and Connie comes in and she finds her home, the one characteristic I look for, of course I want smart people. Of course I want intelligence. But what I want more than anything else for my team is I want heart. I want them to truly desire to empower you. To empower you to find your success, your dream. That's the one characteristic that every employee must have. And if they have that, they can find a life here as long as they want to work. This business is powered by all of you. I hope that as you leave Czech Republic, that over the next few days, I don't know when you leave, I leave tomorrow, I have to go to Switzerland to speak to our American group. But when you leave, I hope that you truly, truly think about everyone in your team who is not here yet. And if they're not here yet, I hope you'll text them, you'll line them, you'll WhatsApp them, whatever your platform is, and you'll message them and you'll say, listen, you have got to be here next year. You have got to join us on our global team elite trip in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
Yeah.
What we're going to be talking about, I want you to put this in your calendar. If any of you were thinking of falling out and not coming to Abu Dhabi, if you said, oh, Team Elite's not important anymore, or if any of your organization, your team says, I don't need to be a Team Elite anymore, 2 words: big mistake. Big mistake. What we'll be talking about in Abu Dhabi, Dubai is going to change the nature of this company moving forward. This WellSpa IO is an amazing product. What we'll be talking with you about in Abu Dhabi, Dubai is not about the past 40 years, it's about the next 40 years. We have seen some amazing innovations at NuSkin, but I can't wait to talk with you in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, what's coming. So what's critical right now in your teams is to make sure the people that should be here, that need to build the next 40 years of their life, they need to be in Dubai. They need to qualify as Team Elite to be there. So if you know those people, I want you tonight to message them. Will you commit to doing that?
Yes.
Message the people and say, you have to come with me. Abu Dhabi, Dubai. By the way, we haven't been able to be together as a NuSkin Team Elite family in more than 4 years. At our 40th anniversary Abu Dhabi, Dubai trip, we're all going to be together globally.
Yes.
And it's going to be amazing. So with all of that, I'm just going to go ahead and sit down, but I do want to leave you with one thought. And that thought is that our future is resting upon what you do today. With this information that I talk about, that Steve's going to talk about, that Pee Wee's talking about, that Vicky, that we're all talking about together. We're going to go from 3 Team Elites up here. What we're talking about today has impact to change lives. And we will be selfish if we don't share it. I want you to know that we are here for you. We love you. I am so thankful to be able to have spent this time with you. Thanks for listening. And let's welcome Wee Wee back up on stage. Everyone, thank you very much.